I believe most people here are copywriters and mainly people trying to like make a living off the internet and learn, build skills, try to develop and grow from there. And beyond that, you all are first Nigerians before uh, being a copywriter or whatever you're trying to become. So let's just do a bit of introduction so I can have like a way to communicate with everyone. So let's start from like the top. I think Adio, like you can just unmute yourself and let me know who you are, what do you do and all that.
Okay. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, good evening. I'm Adibola Tife. I'm a student. So I sell gadgets, phones, and accessories, and I also sell data. I am a newbie into copywriting. So
Okay.
I want to use copywriting to promote my business and make some money off it as well.
So how has it been turning out?
And it has been going good because I just got the guide like I think last week. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
okay,
can't
okay,
remember
okay.
vividly.
Okay. You're still
So I've
pretty
been
new.
going through it.
All right. Good to meet you. So next person, I think next person is Dolapodo, but then skip abeg. Olariwaju Olalekan.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Sam. Highly, very, very honored to meet you today.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
So, my name is Olarinwa Jolalekon.
Okay.
I'm a graphic designer, and I do aluminium also.
Ah,
Anything aluminium.
yeah,
That's my job. So,
that's
and
beautiful.
again, I got to this copywriting class just a month ago, 2 months ago. So,
Okay,
I just want to use it to make my business stand out and make money from it also.
okay.
So that's my aim and target. Yes.
That's pretty nice. Good to meet you, Aliyu Bashar.
Good evening.
Hi,
It's
good
Aliyah.
evening. Okay. Oh,
Right.
sorry, Aliyah.
That's okay. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, good to meet you.
I'm Aliyah and I'm a direct response copywriter. I got the course last month and the process has been very, very nice so far. I don't have a business, so it's mainly copywriting for me. I've always loved writing and I'm very,
Okay,
very interested. I've always been very interested in anything that has to do with writing. So copywriting was the best way to grow, develop myself outside of school because I'm a medical student and it's really hard to find something you can do from your home that also gives you financial stability. So copywriting is that for me.
okay, that makes sense. Wow. So, but you've been like writing before you actually got this course, right?
Yes, I've been
Oh,
writing before.
okay. So let's move to the next person. Samson Oyekunle.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
I'm fine. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so as you have said, my name is Oyekunle Samson. Yeah, I am a mathematics teacher.
Oh, wow.
Then recently, I saw the need to expand my field of knowledge.
Okay.
So, as someone that is usually interested in logical reasoning,
Yeah.
so after hearing about copywriting, I feel that it can help me to expand my skill in logics, and even I also like psychology. So from what I've heard and seen, I think copywriting has some attachments with psychology.
Psychology, yeah.
So I feel this is a field that I can actually grow my interest and use it to help others in businesses and use it to improve myself too.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense if you ask me, like a whole
Yeah,
lot of
thank you.
sense. Wow, good to meet you. Okay, so who else? I think Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz Periola. Are you there? Adio Boluwatife. I think that's the next person. Are you there too?
Oh, yes, I am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Adio.
Good evening, sir. I hope I'm audible enough.
Okay. Let's have
No, this
Abdulaziz
is
first.
Abdulaziz
Okay, let's have Abdulaziz first. All right. What's up?
speaking. I'm sorry. Yes, Abdulaziz can hear you now.
Okay, great. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. Tamilore.
So what's up?
Yes,
How's it going on your end?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing great too. Thank you. Okay,
Yes,
so go
so
on. Go on.
I purchased the Lehman, Mr. Dolapo's Lehman copywriting early this January, I think first week,
Okay. So how has it been?
if I
Why why
can
why
recall.
did you
And
why did you decide to
I'm a
purchase?
medical student. Yes, it's just I've been intrigued by words, and it's something I want to have an impact to. Just like the previous person spoke about psychology and the rest, is something that kind of interests me in writing that can influence people to make a decision and the rest. It's something I've always wanted to look into.
Okay. That's beautiful too. Good to meet you. So Adio, let's just like do the introduction fast so we can move fast. I always love to like meet everyone
Oh,
before
I've
I just get to
introduced
talk.
myself.
Okay, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Was it the other time?
Yes, I was the first person.
Okay. Oh, all right. So Akinola Raphael.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening. What's up? How's it going?
Um, I'm doing very well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
My name is Akilara Raphael, and a content writer. So, why I actually got the guide was because I've fallen in love with copywriting since 2020, but I've been up and down, not really taking it serious. And one of my goals there is to have a signature digital content and then push it with the copywriting skill. And then I saw
What's in a
Dolapo.
signature digital content? Continue.
Okay, so I because I've been speaking with Dolapo and I actually got close to him one way or the other. So, I felt because I've been with him since last year, so I just felt his course would help me grow faster in the whole copywriting thing.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, that's nice. So good to meet you. Next person, Aladejare Damilola. What's this person's name? Damilola. I can't hear you.
Okay, good evening.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Hello?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Oh, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Okay. Go
Okay,
on.
my name is Aladija Idamlola. Yeah, I'm a student studying computer science in my final year.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm a student studying computer science in my final year.
Go
I'm a
on.
fashion designer,
Okay.
an affiliate marketer, and a distributor for health. So I got the guide because joined in last year, but I've not been making sales from affiliate marketing. So I was not like, what am I doing wrong? I tried the organic sales to make, but I now noticed that I don't know how to like sell with words. I don't know how to entice people with my words. So I felt like, oh, I need to go for to have a copywriting skill and to also use it also to push my fashion brand. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, great. Basirat Kekere Owo. Basirat,
Good evening, sir.
what's up? How are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Fine, sir. Good evening.
Okay, yeah. So introduce yourself.
My name is Basirat Kekeru. and I'm a direct response copywriter.
Okay.
My business, yes. So I decided to go into copywriting because I've always loved copywriting and
I can't hear you anymore.
well,
I can hear you now, but I was not hearing you before.
okay. I said I've always been curious about the human psychology, so I decided to go into copywriting.
Okay. What were you doing? What were you
That,
doing before your curiosity?
well, I was a student and also tried fashion school, but it didn't work out, so I decided to go back to copywriting.
Okay. That's pretty nice. At least you didn't give up, unlike most Nigerians.
Yes, sir.
Good. Crystals Akeju, good evening. Introduce yourself, please. I think we need to cut out this place from the recording. We don't use 10 minutes to introduction. I'm listening. Hello, Crystals Akeju. Hello.
I don't think she's here. I think we
Okay.
should move to the next person.
Okay. Enobong Demas. I don't think this person is here too. Enobong Demas. Ibrahim Abdul Baki. It looks like they are not listening anymore. See, let's just get
Yeah,
started.
good evening, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yes, good evening, sir. Yes, my name is Enobong Dumas,
Okay.
and I am a student.
Okay.
So this year I decided to learn something new, something that can help me to earn money. So
Okay.
a friend of mine recommended that I should learn a high income skill. So
Okay.
I researched about it and found out that copywriting was actually one of this. And later on, I
I can't hear you anymore.
joined a WhatsApp group.
Okay. Your network is not so good.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good
The
evening.
guy talks about
The network is like so bad there.
We're in Nigeria, sir.
Sorry, no vex.
I said recently I joined a WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
copyright WhatsApp group.
Okay. That I didn't really get so much, but
So
then so not to waste time, let's just move to the next person. Like it's breaking badly.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, what's up, Ibrahim?
the guy was
Demas, don't worry, we'll come back to you. Your network is not so great.
actually, talking about the basics of copywriting. Then later on, guys, let me go the opportunity that
I think like the Nigerian network thing is beginning to set in. So let's just get started right away. That's the problem. Okay, Emeka or something. Good evening. What's up?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm better if I qualify in school,
Okay.
otherwise known as K. I'm actually a graduate of microbiology.
Awesome.
Currently with NAVDAC as a regulatory officer.
Okay.
I've actually heard more of psychology way back in school.
Oh wow.
And I just garnered one or two
talks from my colleagues that read psychology, but not like I'm so grounded in it. Then about late 2019, I gathered about copywriting. Do in and out, just if flash, just get to know what's it, accept and move out. But then I got keen interest from one of my teacher now, Abdul Rahman Abdul Hamid, a left child, and I'm currently with him. So he has one bringing me up to speed and also introduced me to a layman's guide from Dolakbo Hamzat. So currently, I think I'm going through the layman's guide, dissecting it bit by bit, though not very fast, because I have some other things I have to look out for. So that's it, and I intend using copywriting to make sales. I intend using copywriting to improve my skills. I intend using copywriting also commercially and for financial gains as well. So that's it, sir. And nice to meet you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Good to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Ibrahim.
I'm Abdubaki Ibrahim, and I'm an affiliate marketer and a copywriter as well. I actually got the layman guide basically because I was an affiliate for the course and I sold quite a number of the course. So I was like, if I could sell this course and I couldn't get it myself. And of course, I know a lot about Mr. Lolako Hamza and I know how very good he is. And I've actually started my journey as a copywriter before I even met him. So when I saw that he's actually very loaded and all, and I've been selling his courses and things like that. So I eventually got his course just to widen my scope about copywriting. And ever since I've gotten it, it seems I'm relearning copywriting currently.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so Kelani Azan, I think we're almost done. Kelani Azan.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Kelani Hassan by name. I'm a student and also a direct response copywriter.
Okay.
What really made me to want to venture into copywriting was when I saw Mr. Dolapo, I think Facebook ad. Your journey is beautiful. So I was like, if somebody should write something convincing like this. And I've been seeing people talking about it. You don't need to be somebody so good in writing if you want to learn copywriting. It's not like you have to be so fast in it. Like something I can learn. That's what makes me to venture it. And so far it has been a wonderful decision.
Okay, great. Thank you. So Lukman Lawal. What's up?
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Lukman Lawal. I'm a direct response copywriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too. So you're trying to expound on your CV.
What did you say, sir?
I said you were trying to expound on your CV, like you wanted to say more.
No, really, sir.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay, Mubarak.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
My name is Busak Mubarak Kennedy, and I'm a direct response copywriter, and I'm also an affiliate marketer. So basically, what led me into copywriting is basically because I've been trying to sell stuff online, and I found out that even though that I know those stuffs, I couldn't put myself to sell those things without stress. So I found out I needed to learn it to do it in a better way. So that's what probably inspired me to become a copywriter.
Okay, that's great. Olanrewaju, Olalekan. I think we've done Olanrewaju. I think so. I'm not so sure. Olanrewaju, Olalekan.
Yeah, I think so. I think
we have. Ololade Oladokun. Ololade. Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good
My name
evening.
is Olorade Akokun. I'm a student and a copywriter. Then I was searching for a skill to pick up. I've tried a lot, tried graphic designing and everything, but nothing seems to interest me actually. Not until I got to know what copywriting is and everything. And the journey has been very, very smooth. And for me to even know I can use what to make people take any action, like any action at all, it is the most interesting part of it.
Okay. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Owebute Okedeji. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm a photographer and a videographer. I basically learned copywriting to kind of like improve my business.
That's pretty nice. Okay, I think we've done Samson Oyekunle. That's the maths teacher. Sarah Fasui. Sarah.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening. What's up?
I'm fine, sir. My name is Sarah Fashui. I'm a super student. So I can't really call myself a corporate because I'm still in the learning phase. So I just want to learn corporate. I'm not looking for quick money. I just want to like hone my skill to a stage whereby whenever I pitch to clients, I'll be very confident. And
Okay,
that's about it, sir.
good. Atinuke. Atinuke, are you there? Okay. Okay,
Good
she's
evening,
there.
everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
Um, okay. So I got into copywriting mainly because I like psychology and persuasion. That was why I got into copywriting.
So
And
Nigerians like
I thought
psychology and persuasion like this.
I felt it was the closest thing I could get to actually learning it. And I got Layman Guide because one time I submitted my copy to the LACBO and he criticized the copy and he said it was the most boring copy he has ever read, blah, 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 blah. So I got the Layman Guide just to get better, to see like if I could use this Layman Guide to write a better copy, which I did. So that was why I got the Layman Guide.
Okay, okay. So how about don't they get bad mouths like me? Williams. Williams, what's up? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay, trust you're doing great. What's up?
Hello.
I can hear you, I can hear you.
I'm okay.
Okay.
My name is William. Thank God.
Okay.
Before I got the layman guide, I joined the Lapo's affiliate for his course.
Okay.
And I had to do some research on copywriting, and I was wowed by his page. First of all, I visited his page and I read that page like twice.
Okay.
So I couldn't sell the course, and one way to keep staying as an affiliate was to buy the course. So I had to get the course, and I think I fell in love with copywriting, and I want to go for it. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Zuli.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, what's up?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a business student.
Which one is business student?
I'm a business administration
Okay,
student.
okay.
Yeah. I got into copywriting because I was a business owner. Yeah. I diverted to using content to selling my product. Then on the long run, I got curious and I was like, I can actually build more than being a content writer. So I just had to divert to copywriting to build my skills and all.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. It's pretty nice to have everyone. Basically, my own name is Tamilore. I'm just one of the best marketing guys out there in Nigeria, and that's all about me, really. So, I believe, like, from the names here, obviously, everyone's like almost Nigerian. And one thing I would say is that, but I'm also Joseph. Good evening. Oh, sorry, we've almost left you behind. What's
Good
up?
evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. What's up?
All right, I'm Joseph. I'm Joseph Gadamosi, and I'm currently a final year student of the Lagos State University and the current journalism president. So, I've been in the journalism circle for quite a while, journalism, representing LASO in competitions, awards, and all of that. And if you are conversant with journalism, you know that it's more of the talk in journalism seminars is more of, make the country better. And, money is painted like this evil object, that people use to bring the nation down and all of that. So, when I started having interest in actually making money, it started to look like, okay, this guy is a bad egg or something, or he didn't love his country, and all. So I read about copywriting, I guess, on a blog, and from there I developed interest. And I started to go really deep into it. And by God's grace, it wasn't really nice at the start, but by God's grace, we grew, and I was able to organize the first physical copywriting conference in LASU. Yeah, so and after a while I heard about the laptop, so then I got his course. That's how we are here.
Okay,
Basically.
great, fantastic, good to meet you. There are a number of other people already popping up and saying that I should call them. See, let's just move on because this is like 33 minutes in, and I honestly will run away after some time now. I have a number of things to still complete. I was sleeping before I remembered I had this webinar. So let's just continue. Maybe along the line, we'll still get to meet. You meet me, don't worry, you meet me. You don't have a choice. Everyone just has to know me in this world. So don't worry. So now, I assume everyone here is Nigerian and everyone is trying to make money online. Or rather, let's say trying to make money. Don't let's even bring it down to online. So, and one thing you would know if you're Nigerian is that automatically life has carried you handicap. That's what we would say. So, like, you are automatically one goal down if you're Nigerian because you were most likely born with a terrible mindset. If you are from the average home like myself, and if you're not from a rich home, and when I say average home, most Nigerians even don't even know the difference between poor, rich, and average. The truth is, most families are poor, they think they are average, and then most families are average, they think they are rich. So there's a lot of terrible distortion amongst like families, growing up generally amongst kids. The way we are brought up, the way we are taught things and made to think of life is just very different. And just like I think the last person, second to last person or last person that spoke said, when you're trying to make money in Nigeria, one thing you're going to encounter is simple as ABC. A lot of people will start seeing you as a bad guy. Why? They see you as a desperate guy. They see you as over ambitious because we were not programmed to be that way. Everyone's just programmed to go out there, just become as mediocre as they can be, and then live and then die, and then everyone moves on. And as a matter of fact, I don't know where you guys grew up, but if you grew up in a place like I grew up in Ibadan, we even used to think that people who had some money, not even wealthy people, just rich people, we used to think that these people actually did rituals. And I actually had that mindset till maybe like mid secondary school. Like if I see someone that is driving a big car, the thing that just pops up in my mind straight up is that, oh, this one don't do ritual. Say this one has used another person's child. Like a lot of bad thoughts just pop up in my head, which is not meant to be. But then we are a result of our upbringing, right? We are a result of our environment. So you are only as good as the people that brought you up and as good as the people you live around and then as good as the people that you listen to. So growing up again, another thing that you would notice is that when you hear of the word, motivational speaker, what comes to your mind? We see them as terrible people trying to lie and collect money off people by paying. But then these people are very, very crucial to our lives because they actually help us see life beyond the sphere that we can actually see ourselves, right? And that's what actually gives you that drive to push on, go a long way, and then push yourself to actually go on to make a lot of money on the long run. And then when we now come to talk about mindset, one thing I want to point out is that, see, when we talk about money, money means different things to different people. To Demas, when she has 100,000 naira, she might think she's rich, but to Dolapo, once he has 1 million, he's broke. Both of them are human. Both of them are maybe even living in the same environment, but the mindset is what differentiates people. And irrespective of who you are or where you think you are, I always tell my students this, that one thing that most Nigerians have failed to know is that most people are just one very, very little sickness away from debt and extreme poverty. And that's why you see that you would have heard these stories. It's not strange in Nigeria that these people, this family was, at least they were doing well before, and then suddenly maybe their dad fell sick or their mom fell sick, and then they are literally back to ground zero, like poverty of the poverty, just because of one sickness, right? You would have heard such stories. If you've heard the story like that, just like type yes in the comment section. So it's just a normal thing that happens in Nigeria, that most people are actually just one minor sickness away from poverty, not a cancer, not a major sickness, just one minor sickness away from poverty. And that's why, for me, I'm always out telling everyone that, see, as much as possible, try to have money and make this money legally. However, if you don't have a great mindset, you're going to struggle with making money, right? And okay. And some of the things that can help you with having a great mindset are the things I'm going to point out in this particular webinar. And one of those things is listening to people who are way ahead of you. And one of such people are motivational speakers. So for me, I love to listen to motivational speakers a lot. I'm not like I'm obsessed with them, but I love to listen to them because it actually just gives me enough ginger to like get pushing to the next stage, try out the next thing, and then push from there. But unlike the very typical Nigerians, they believe that motivation doesn't last. They believe that, if you maybe like take motivation from motivational speaker, or like just like you're listening to me, just like after you listen to me, you get gingered, and then tomorrow the whole motivation dies off. So everyone feels that the whole motivation thing is not worth it. And just like Zig Ziglar said, someone's audio is on. I don't know whose audio is this. Okay. So just like Zig Ziglar said at some point, he said, see, you guys need to note something, that motivation does not last even more than a day. And it is just like the way we have our bath. If you have your bath today, bathing does not last more than a day. And that's why it is recommended that you have your bath every day. And the same way it has been recommended that you should have your bath every day is the same way that we recommend that you should equally get motivated every day. So like listen to a motivational speaker once a day, like just gives you that push, keeps you going. Why are you people unmuting mic now? You don't need it. It distracts me, please. So like you just want to like get enough motivation for yourself, and it pushes you to like that next new level. And another thing you now want to note beyond listening to motivational speakers is sometimes you can listen to motivational speakers, but if you are around a bunch of assholes and people that are not trying to think and become what you're trying to become, you're still going to struggle. So that's why they always say bad company corrupts good manners. I think that's the saying. So you want to also be very conscious of the type of company that you keep. So I'm not saying you should cut off your friends like a lot of people will say. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, you want to make friends that have the same mindset like you, or at least at like moving towards the same direction like you. Because if you say that you want to work on maybe your mindset, you want to work on making money, and then your guys see you as the stupid guy. See, we are all humans, and that's why there's something called peer pressure. It gets to everyone. So if all the pressure that you're getting from your peers, right, is the type of pressure that is negative, you're not going to be able to like push through all the motivation you're getting. And that's why they always like say, oh, distance yourself, cut off bad energy, negative energy. You should like distance yourself away from it, because all of those little things that you hear here and there, all of those people telling you that you can't do it, are obviously going to affect your mindset. So if you are hearing that one person is telling you that you can't do it, you need 5 people to be telling you that you can do it. So you need to surround yourself with people who have like mind and like they're trying to achieve the same goal like you, right? And then once you've been able to now achieve being around people who are trying to achieve the same goal like you also now want to be thinking and looking at bigger people. So for someone like me, what changed for me? So in a situation like this, I'll actually tell a story, because that's what is going to make it relatable for most people. So what made everything change for me was the first time I went to Lekki. So of course, Lekki is a place where like at least decently rich people in Nigeria stay. See, as a matter of fact, sometimes a lot of rich people can stay in Lekki, a lot of poor people can be staying in Lekki and they'll still remain poor, depending on the environment. But before I first went to Lekki, I did a lot of motivational talk, motivational speaker, like motivational speakers, like I said. I was quite ambitious and I've heard quite a number of things, but I could not just phantom what I was thinking about. Like I was thinking I wanted to be rich, but I didn't even have a definition of what being rich looked like in my head. All that I just had in my head, sorry. Sorry, please. Sorry, please. Oh, let me put my phone on work mode. Okay. So all I just had in my head was, okay, maybe let me try to give an example. So in my area, like the area where I grew up, a lot of people actually see my parents as rich. But my parents don't have money. Like they are just there of the day. But the problem is that in such an environment, the average person had just one house that they maybe barely completed, but we were living in a properly completed house. We even had another house, and then we had maybe like shops and a number of things. But the average person living in my area was maybe using bike. To them, their house was barely uncompleted. They didn't have cars. I don't like we maybe had like 2 cars. So everyone was like seeing us as the rich people. So even as I was trying as much as possible to think that I wanted to become richer, the only definition of rich that was coming to my head was I wanted to at least be my dad's type of person. Like, oh, he can afford to pay our school fees. But deep down, I knew that we did not have money, because I'm inside the house now, so I know what's going on underground. You know, what people are seeing outside is different from what's going inside sometimes. So I knew what was going inside, and I just knew that we're just like very, very bang average, and we needed to like step up. And at that point in time, you know, I have an elder brother, I have an elder sister. Everyone's like also trying to find their feet in life, and everyone just seemed like we're all like struggling. For me, it was not so much of struggling per se, because I'm still in school, so no one is putting any kind of pressure. But then, like, I'd seen my brother's friends, all of them were at least doing okay. But the definition of okay to most people in Nigeria was just to have a car, Just have a car, have a house. And that's why you see that the average Nigerian, once you start making small money, the next thing they will tell you is, Dolapo, go and buy land, go and buy land. How? You don't know if you not have money tomorrow. We have a very, 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 very terrible mindset. And even our parents do. Even my mom like comes, oh, Tamilore, you're making money, go and buy land, oh, tie it down. You don't know. I'm like, why do you want me to tie money down? Is money a goal? Something that you tie down cannot make progress beyond the point that you've put it. So it's just like the meaning of the word tie. If you tie your money down, your money is not going to go anywhere with you. Your money is just going to remain static. So, and that's why you see that rich people don't teach their kids the same lesson that our own parents teach us. And that's why the way we think, the way we see life is very, very different from the way they see life. Right? So, I was trying to relate a story. So, for me, I was not seeing anyone that was like at least making so much sense, that was like the kind of drive that was beyond maybe our house. Of course, there were a number of people in my secondary school that at least had a little more money. But when you even look at most of them deep down, all of them, we still gather say the same level, sort of. So the motivation was not pulling off. And then this day, I went for a conference in Lekki. It was my first time in Lekki. And then we finished the conference at night. I never see in our house, sleeping in an hotel is like thorough waste of money. So they would rather tell you go and sleep in one uncle's house, go and sleep in one person's house, that kind of Nigerian kind of thinking now. So I would finish the conference and then I called my brother. He told me, oh, I could sleep with one brother. So that brother told me to wait by the road. He was going to come pick me up by the road. And it was just by that road that night that my life actually changed. Right? And what changed my life is very, very funny and tricky. I'm going to explain it. So while I was by the road, I was beside a filling station at Lekki around the Elegushi side. And then this convoy drove in of 7 cars. It was like an Audi, about 3 Audis and then 4 Mercedes in the convoy. And what that convoy actually came to do, all of like that convoy had a lot of police guys. And then the big man that came down from it, what that man came to do was he came to pick up something called a pimp. In Nigeria, we call them Olosho, prostitute. So that was what 7 convoy came to pick. And me, I'm like quite what's the English here? I'm quite inquisitive. So I was like trying to check the prices of the cars. I was like, 20 million, 30 million. See, this one a ritualist and all of that. So by the time the person that came to pick me came around, so I was now gisting him about the person that came to pick the pimp and all that. And it was like, is sure that maybe that person is just one owner of a company and all that. I was like, so owner of company, so they can have money. I could not relate because growing up for me, I did not even know anyone that had like a company. All that we knew was salary, 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 salary. They've not paid us, so they've paid us. So thank God. When they pay, we enjoy. When they don't pay, we suffer. That kind of a thing. So I now saw it from a different light. That okay, so business can make someone this way, this way, this way, and that was why I started thinking, I wanted to do business too. But by the time I thought of doing business as well, all that I was thinking of was just the way the regular Nigerian would think. Let's just sell something so that we can make money to eat. Because the average Nigerian is built for survival. All that we are thinking of is how can we find our next food to eat? How can we find our next food to eat? So I was just out there trying to find something to eat extra and all of those things. And I was just fine chasing that extra 30k, 40k, 50k a month, which was pretty decent. Till I started listening to Aki Alabi, Mr. Ronald, Mr. Tony, and a lot of other people, Dan Locke, Grant Cardone, and the likes from abroad as well. And one thing that I now began to see was that money is such a great mindset, and you won't understand it if you don't understand the money mindset. Like you have to understand finances for you to be able to like pick up the whole thing. And the thing is, this thing is a sprint, a sprint marathon. Is a marathon and not a sprint, right? Like you can't go from the lower terrible mindset point and then suddenly jump to having DJ Copy's mindset, like that's like Otedola's child mindset. It's never possible. You have to like go from state to state to state to state, because deep down you are constantly battling and fighting the poverty that you were born with, if you're someone like me, right? So one thing you now want to start doing is you want to start going to places where you find a lot of rich people. And I think I learned this one in particular from Mr. Tony, that once you start making some money, let's say you're making 30, let's use 50,000 naira a month, right? Let's say you're making 50,000 naira a month, and that is what you are making from your online business. What you want to now start doing is, if you stay in a place like Lagos, or maybe let's say a place like Ibadan, just go to an hotel like Golden Tulip, or a place like Radisson Blue, Best Western, just like a top 5-star hotel. You are not going there to lodge, or you don't have money for that. Don't try it. But what you're going there to do is you want to go and improve and expand your mindset. And all you simply need to do is go to their bar, order a cup of smoothie, order a cup of anything. So when you get there and then they tell you a cup of smoothie is 20,000 naira, your Ibadan mind will first fight you like, no, lie. Smoothie that they are selling 2,000, like you won't want to buy it, because your mind is not conditioned to buy things like that. You see it as unnecessary. And just like I was telling, I don't know, I think I put it on the group yesterday, that while growing up for us, if you take private cab, it is a waste of money. Why would you take private cab? Even if we want to take bike, we wait for them to find second person so that it will be cheaper for us. That was the way we were made to think. Not like our parents did not try, they really, really tried for us. Don't get me wrong. But that is what they understand. And that's why we are now trying to break off from what they understand to give ourselves better understanding, right? So now, you try to just go to an hotel like that and then spend a type of money that is going to pain you. Maybe buy chicken and chips and then buy smoothie that will cost you like 40,000, and then sit at that lounge. Maybe you are meant to eat what you want to eat for 10 minutes. Now sit at that lounge for like 5 hours and watch the way people that come in there act. Watch the way, I'm not saying you should go to like places where you see Yahoo boys. If you go to places like Best Western, Golden Tulip, Radisson, you get to see actual rich people there. So you see the way these people actually act. You see the way these people actually talk. You see the way they behave. And then you begin to understand some of the things. Like, this thing is not explainable, to be honest. Like, it is when you begin to try it that you begin to understand it better, right? And then you start seeing that, oh, okay, this thing is actually not so expensive in the real sense. I'm the one that is broke. And imagine that you go out today and you spend a whole 40k out of the 50k that you are making in a month. Automatically, you are broke. And another thing that comes with being broke, if you have a great mindset, is that it is going to spur you into action and push you to go on to make more money, if you understand. So now, I'm not saying you should be doing this every month, but let's say once in like 4 or 5 months, take out of that your 50k, spend 30, 40k in one sitting, and then you begin to start thinking that that's your sitting point. Don't go and spend it in a club where maybe you're going to get oppressed. Spend it in a place where you're going to still be serene to think and understand, where you're going to be able to observe. So observe, think, now look at the environment, and you start seeing that you start dreaming to become better. You want to have more for yourself, you want to try out new things, and then you just see yourself suddenly pushing. I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to like improve suddenly. It's not going to happen overnight. But with that, your mindset would grow it a bit, and while it grows a bit, you now want to now move yourself to another action level. And another action level you want to move yourself is, see, there's this thing that I've learned. What you cannot afford to buy, you will most likely not be able to sell. So if you're trying to do business, whether you're a copywriter, you're trying to sell your service, or you are trying to sell a product, see, if the best product you can afford to buy with your money is a 100,000 naira product, your mind will not be able to sell a product that is more than 100,000 naira, because once you put it out there, you start thinking, will anyone be able to buy it? Because what your mind conceives is that 100,000 naira is expensive. So you are seeing everyone in your light. And that's why I think Mr. Werner described this thing as a mirror. It's like you looking into something. It is you. You see a reflection of yourself. And that's why you see that salesmen that can convince people easily are actually the rich salesmen. And I think I've like explained this thing. I don't know if I've explained to Dolapo or maybe it was Tolu that I explained to. Tolu is another guy that works with me. One thing that I always like explain is that, see, sometimes when someone reaches out to me and says, "Oh, Tamilore, I want to buy your course," in 2019, when I first created an ebook, if someone reaches out to me and says, "I want to buy your course," not like I was totally broke, but then I was just scared that, with this person, what if this person spends the 3K, because that ebook was 3K that year. If this person spends the 3K, let me quickly try to give the person a discount. I just had a mindset that 3K was a lot of money. And even though I had more than 3K, it was more like all the money that I made in 2019 was a compilation of 1,000, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, maybe maximum of 5,000 profits on any deal that I did in that 2019. So I was thinking it was going to be expensive. So obviously, I would not be able to even charge anyone beyond that amount. And then I'll be rushing, offering nonsense discounts and all those kind of things. But today now, if someone calls me and says, "Oh, Tamilore, I want to send you 1 million." Okay. And then maybe the call drops and then I don't call you back or something. It will just be very funny for you to note that, like, if you promised me 1 million over a call now, I'll most likely forget by tomorrow morning and I will not even ask you. Because if you give me 1 million, it's not going to change my life. And if you give me 1 million, I won't be happy. I'll just be there. And if you don't give me two, I won't still notice. So it's just going to be one of the other money there that I can use to do extra things. Not like it's going to make any difference, by the way. So my mindset has now changed from the way it was back then to the way it is right now, through a constant upgrade and listening to a lot of people. So in 2019, I went through a lot of like mindset turmoils. I was making good decent money. In 2019, I was selling shirts, shoes, sold some e-commerce product, a bit of affiliate marketing here and there. And at the end of 2019, I was able to make like 7 million in revenue. But all my profit was just about 600,000 naira that year. So as at December 2019, I had made like 600K. Like I had like 600K in savings. Obviously, I made more than that in profits, but then I had to buy fuel in the car and do a number of things and all that. So at the end, I had like 600K and I wanted to travel to Abuja that December. And then I checked price of flights to Abuja. And then they said flight is, I think, maybe 40 something K. I had 600K. What was the right thing for me to do? Buy a flight ticket, right? And then I could not buy a flight ticket because I saw it as too expensive. It did not make sense that I could enter bus from Ibadan to Abuja for 6,000 and then I'll now buy flight ticket of 40 something thousand. Shall not be Abuja, the both of us go reach. So that was what I just thought. And then I asked my friends in school, they're like, no, it don't make sense. Why you go buy flight? What if the plane crash? Everyone just like gave me that kind of nonsense thinking and excuse. And that was how I got on the road. We left Ibadan 10 a.m. and then we arrived Abuja around 2 a.m. midnight. So I got to Abuja. I was just, in fact, the hotel that we stayed in Abuja that year, that hotel, the Abuja, that hotel was very close to Nasarawa. So that because if you are in Abuja, Abuja hotels are expensive. So Nasarawa hotels are cheaper. But there's a place between Abuja and Nasarawa, very close. That's where we went to stay. Because my mind could not contain spending that kind of money until, and then even growing up, I don't know if we have like rich people here, but growing up for some people like us, yes, we have uncles that will come to our house, they will do Christmas, but then when they are going, they will give us 2K. That 2K is the special money that makes us happy. And maybe max, they will give me and my younger sister 5K. So we still split it 2 to 5. It's not a lot of money really, but we thank them though. So now, we went to Abuja, and then the next day after getting to Abuja, we went to National Assembly. I went to see my mentor Akinalabi. By that time, I was already doing business well. In fact, I thought I was a big boy. But then my mindset was still like very, very shaky. I was making good, decent money. I was not broke. But then my mindset was still pretty shaky. And then we went to National Assembly. Bam. That's how we entered. Omo, everybody, like you see one senator has like 18 PAs. Which kind of like I was just walking around trying to understand how I even attended their sitting. I sat in the chamber. I was just trying to understand a lot of things. And then after the sitting, I like to walk around and just like meet. I wanted to go and meet my mentor in his office. So apparently he was traveling to Kano. So by the time he just saw me, he was off to Kano. And then I was just left with my friend at the National Assembly. And we were like, we don't come this place today. We can't go home like that. Let's even see how we can try to greet one honorable or senator. Maybe they will give us money. So the money that we're actually thinking of was maybe they will give us 5K. And that was how we just went to one senator's office. We didn't know the senator before. Like they have a book directory. Like once you get into National Assembly and you have that directory, you can see anybody easily, except the person is not around. So we just got the directory and then we called, hello, Senator, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, oh, he's around. We should come to his office. And then we went to his office, told him, oh, we're students of UI. It was like, oh, good to have you, that he's traveling soon, that we should not get angry. He just gave us 50K. 50K. Wow, big boy. He took that one for bag. And then my friend knew another person that I had reached out to on Instagram who was a PA to the speaker. And then that one told us to come to his office. That was how we went to his office. And that one just said, oh, he has to go out soon. Gave us 40K. Hey, big boy life. We don't get 90K in how many minutes? And then by the time we were actually about to leave the National Assembly, the speaker was about to leave. And that was like the first real time that I actually understood what power and wealth meant. This man wanted to leave, and literally everyone was told to stand. Like you can't move. And the convoy was so long, so many security assistants. I was like, one person. I was now not beginning to think of it as these people are embezzling our money like we used to think. So we used to think like growing up that, oh, all of these people are thieves. I'm not saying they are not thieves. I don't know them. But I was beginning to see it in a better light of they've worked hard for it, because the speaker has been in the House of Reps for like 20 years. So like someone that has done this thing for 20 years and suddenly is reaping the rewards for being consistent for a long time. So I was beginning to see it that way. And that was how like I started like improving in my thoughts, growing. But then my thoughts did not still change overnight. We got back to the little hotel that we're in and we're like, let us try to take flight to Ibadan since they already gave us free money now. No, we do not still take flight. We still enter bus. Because to us, don't let us waste the money. What if we finish the money? We did not see another money coming easily. And it was now that December, after I came back from Abuja, I now sat down, I wrote and I reflected on what I actually saw in Abuja, the whole experience, the whole way this type of people live, the wealthy, the rich. And I was like, okay, so if you actually want to have this type of life, you actually get to understand one thing, that rich people know how to manage their time well, because they have extremely busy schedule. So one thing I always still say is that, see, if you have enough time that you are still using to think of what do I want to do now, you're still most likely going to be poor. So if you want to become rich and then have a great mindset, one thing you have to do is you have to occupy yourself with a lot of productive activities, because it is your activities, or it is the activities that you engage in, that would indirectly translate into effort and into results that will now bring money on the long run. So you have to like engage yourself, have meeting with clients, just write copy out something, just be as busy as possible. Don't waste your time doing very unnecessary things, because just like they say, the idle hand is the devil's workshop. When you are idle, you start thinking of things that don't make sense, and you won't be doing anything that is productive and all of that. So I started seeing it in better lights, that okay, we could actually get better, try to do this thing from a different perspective, do this thing in a different way. And then 2020 started. Okay, it was 2019 19, in between 2019. So my brother got like a better job than the one he was doing before. So normally, like I told you, the people that you move with would obviously determine the way that you think. So my brother had like graduated university like 2010. I have a video of like an interview with him on my YouTube, so you can watch him. So he had graduated from uni from like 2010, and it was 2019 already. His best job was not even paying him 100,000 naira, and then that 2019 he got a better job that like literally was paying him maybe almost his year's salary in 1 month in Nigeria. And so whenever I like spoke to him, I like now started seeing money a bit in a bit. Like he has to travel because they now transferred him to Aba. Like his company transferred him to Aba, and then they won't let him travel by road. So he was even the first person that actually took a flight in our house. So as like I have like parents that are like, well, my dad's over 60, my mom's about 55 plus, and like I said, we're not broke, but nobody in our house has actually ever taken flights before. So we saw it as waste of money. But then the time my brother first took a flight, it was his company that now booked it for him. So it was now like sharing the experience with me, how something that the journey would have taken 14 hours, and then the journey took just 40 minutes. So I now started like seeing it from a better light, that oh wow. So I now remember one thing. I think it was like maybe Ronaldo or maybe I can be that. Also, I put it back then that see, sometimes when you are trying to grow in life and in business, if you go about it yourself, it will look like you are traveling by road and you are going to get to that destination very, very slowly. But if you go with someone that has done it before or a mentor, it's going to feel like you're traveling by flight. So if it's not something that's going to take you maybe 14 years to achieve, you're going to be achieving it in 1 year, 2 years. If you move with someone that's like gone way ahead and has a lot of experience and everything. And that was how I started relating everything like, this guy don't take flights. So I also like I'm quite ambitious. I was like, so my definition of wealth or money was beginning to change. If you notice, initially, nobody could take, like my own definition of wealth was just have a house and all. But then by the time I went to Lekki, I now saw it as, oh, you have plenty good cars. Because the car that we even used to think that we had that made sense. Now, 2002 old cars. Oh. So like I started seeing like 2019, 2020 cars more often, and they were beginning to make sense to me. They were not looking like people stole money to buy them and all those kind of things. And then now my definition was beginning to change because now I was seeing someone, or I knew someone that had flown or like traveled by air and all those kind of things. I was like, okay, I was going to try this. And then at the beginning of 2020, I was speaking with Chris, and who is this person trying to present? Now wow. Okay, so I was speaking with Chris Annie, and that's why, like, for me, if you know me well, one thing I don't ever joke with are like the people that have like helped me, my mentors. And you know, the truth is, none of these people ever like, maybe I'm not sure they've ever given me money. I can't remember, to be honest. But I would never stop talking about them because the way they changed my mindset is much more than any money anyone would have ever given me. So I went to his office in Lagos that day, and then it was like, oh, Tamilore, see, I know I've seen you post things, actually, and I study a lot, to be honest, that you look ambitious, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, it's just a mindset thing. And he said I should do something. I should travel by air. So I wanted to go and meet my brother in Aba for holidays. We just finished exam. That was when COVID was about to start. That was March 2020. Yeah. So, in fact, March 3rd to be precise. That day, a notable day. That's the first day I boarded a flight in my life. So, he told me to board the flight. And then he now told me something that, see, the truth is, while growing up, all of us, we would see all these aeroplanes fly over our house. And then the way we think of it, oh, rich people, then we are like, aeroplane. Like, we are always excited, but then it did not seem like something that we could ever get to. So he now said, see, the way we were thinking of it as people at the top, they are also seeing us as people at the bottom. And one thing that now comes with flying, sorry, my laptop battery is down. Let me plug it in. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So one thing that said that really caught my attention was that, see, those people at the top as well, they actually can see themselves as the top guys. And once they start flying with their own money, I'm not saying that a company booked for you. If once you start flying with your own money and you experience the comfort that comes with it, the time saving, especially if you are using your time well, like I said earlier, like you're busy, the time saving that comes with it, you will never want to join the masses below again to be entering boss and all those things anyhow again. And just told me to give it a shot. And to be honest, it was a tough decision because I didn't even have the money. Okay, not like I didn't have the money. Putting down the money for the flight was not just making sense to me. So I told my brother what he told me, and then my brother actually booked the flight for me and said I was going to pay him back. So my brother booked the flight, and then for the first time I actually went on the flight. And to be honest, that was one of the days that actually like changed my thinking. Not like anything spectacular happened in the air. The only difference was that a journey that was, because I've actually been to that place before by road. So a journey that took me 16 hours or 14 hours in the past now took me 40 minutes. And I was now beginning to understand, okay, yes, speed, precision, time, and all those kind of things. And that was how I started like seeing things from a better light. And then now spending money on that kind of a thing. And that's why I always say I put up something on Twitter and I was like, see, there is nothing too cheap that everyone can afford to buy. Even water, like pure water of 10 naira. Some people still would tell you they are not going to buy. They would rather go and drink from tap, right? And there is nothing too expensive that some people cannot still afford to buy. All that you need to do is to name your own price and you would find people that would fit into your own audience. However, if your mind cannot contain that price that you yourself have stated, you won't find anyone to patronize you, right? So I went on that flight and then it was just super for me. And by the time I was coming back, traveling by road was not even an option. I took a flight back and then it just became normal for me. I started like literally flying everywhere. I could right now, if I want to travel Ibadan to Lagos, that I think that's like the only distance I can travel by road right now. Because if I travel by road for more than 2 hours now, my legs will start aching me. So I will just look for, in fact, I would rather take flights that will be connecting me around than to just sit down on that road and traffic that waste my time. I just don't like it anymore. It's not gingering my own energy anymore. And that was how I now like got started. I started thinking big. I started like even attending paid events. I started sleeping in hotels because before I would attend an event in Lagos today and they will finish that event 7 p.m. Because hotel is waste of money. I will enter Ibadan 1 a.m. Anyhow, I'm going to enter Ibadan to go and sleep because I did not want to go and sleep in an hotel. And even the first time I flew, I went to sleep in an uncle's house in Lagos and all those kind of stuffs. So because I did not see it as something that made sense to do with my money. But after that whole time, I started trying out new things, exploring and exploring. And then again, Chris Annie was like, "Oh, Tammy, what's up? How are you doing? Blah blah blah. We're going to Dubai this December for vacation. Will you like to go?" Me, Dubai, waiting, I want to go do. Wow, I don't have the money. I can't. I knew that I could not afford it, but then I just told him I was interested. I'll go. And fortunately for me, I was promoting an affiliate offer that was sponsoring or was promising a free Dubai trip. And it made sense to me because in 2020, that was in 2020. In 2020, I'd gone on to like make a lot more money than I made in 2019. So I think 2020 I did maybe like 10 million thereabouts, which was pretty much more than what I did before. And I had a lot more savings because I actually don't even know how to spend. So I have a lot of money maybe, and then I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with it because all the things that I could have done, I see them as waste of money. So I won't do it. So 2020 started growing, and then it was like, oh, we're going to go for a Dubai trip. So I tried my best. I qualified for the Dubai trip, and then they bought tickets for us. I think it was even one of my students, Praise, myself and Praise, and then we went to Dubai. And then when we got to Dubai, that was when reality now actually happened. And I think Dubai was where I now started like Dubai was where my mindset like grew to the growest and the best point. And that's why I would always tell everyone, at least before you die once, just go to Dubai. Like the way you are seeing things will obviously change from the way you're seeing things now. You might have been to other places, but like the life there is like extremely different. So I sat down, I got to Dubai, and then we spent 2 weeks in Dubai. And in 2 weeks in Dubai, so when we were in Dubai, Chris was like, we should stay in his hotel. And in the 2 weeks that we spent in Dubai, I had spent like 3 million naira unknowingly. So like literally all the savings that I had access to, maybe my other money I had invested it. So that was literally all that I had. And then I was like literally coming back to Nigeria broke, like almost broke, not like totally broke, but like almost broke. But then I was happy to have spent that money, because now I'm now beginning to see that this money is actually not a waste. Like I was sleeping in an hotel that was charging me like 150,000 naira per night, and then it was just looking normal, because you yourself, when you wake up in the morning and then you look outside that hotel, man, your head self is first pound like, okay, I cannot be poor. Like every morning, I just used to tell myself I cannot be poor in my life. That's my early morning anthem every day, every day, every day. And somehow, it started like building my mindset. I started seeing a lot of things, and then I started listening to a lot more people that like were also in the success and money environment. And that's the thing that like changes the whole game along the line. So if you are into something like copywriting and then you are looking to charge clients, see, if you are the typical Nigerian, you won't know how to charge clients, because you would believe that most people would not pay a copywriter good money to write a copy. No matter what Dolapo is telling you, Dolapo is telling you that they are paying you they can pay $1,000 for one copy. In your own mindset, it's not possible. That's what you're still thinking. So it is when you first start out, and that's why I always say, never forget the day of those little beginnings. It is the way you start out that you now look to grow. You are not going to suddenly grow. So you can start out and sit down today and look at just writing a copy for someone with just 20,000 naira. But then now look at how you can improve your mindset without 20,000 naira, so that you stop charging 20,000 naira and then go on to charge 50,000 naira and then go on to charge 100,000 and then go on to charge any amount. And the best way to do this is to work with people that are going to help expand your mindset beyond just the money. See, there are a lot of people that have money in the bank who are actually poor. Like it's a mindset thing. You think they have money, but these people actually don't have money, because deep down they are struggling with their mindset, and everything they are trying to do still comes back to they cannot spend the money that they've made, because they've seen it as a waste. And at the end of the day, money not spent or invested would end up flying away, because money hates to be idle. Right? So now you grow, you charge people 50K, you charge people 100K, and like that, you can now start charging $500, $1,000, and that's how to grow in this whole space. Listen to people that are like doing things, look at what people ahead of you are doing. And that's why you see that a lot of people in Nigeria see, like a lot of people in Nigeria, how am I meant to say this? A lot of us in Nigeria, we always cherish and respect all these people that come back from abroad. Am I right? So we'll see this person comes back from abroad. Everybody's just following that person around, because they know that, hey man, TBC will give us something. Like, we just believe that they have money. Whereas all these people are just normal human beings like us, and most of them are just earning minimum wage. But because all of us, we are even poor, we believe that they have like gone way ahead of us, and we are still struggling and battering our own mindset. But they have a better mindset now, because they can now do beyond making money and also go ahead to spend the money that they've made. And that's the difference between us. And they now know how to make the money over and over again, because money is not being able to make it once. Money is about being able to make it over and over again. Right? So now, there was one that I did recently. I think I shared the voice note with Dolapo. I'll tell him to share it with you if you guys have a group or something. So I recently have like been traveling a lot. Like in 2021, I traveled so much. I think in 2021 I spent close to like over 10 million naira traveling. Because for me, I don't like to buy clothes. I don't like have so much hobbies. All that I like to do is read, watch videos, and then travel. Every other thing doesn't excite me. So it's not like I go to club maybe just once in a while. A lot of things those don't excite me. So it's just like travel. And then in 2021 I spent like almost or over 10 million naira traveling. And at the beginning of this year or towards the end of last year, I had spoken to one of my mentors and was like, oh yes, you are traveling, you have a better mindset now, you have some money. One thing you now have to do now is don't just travel regular. Actually try to travel via business class. That you're going to see a very different. This one is not business class of airpiece. So I've actually flown business of airpiece before, but it's not different from economy in my own opinion. So I was like, okay. He told me to like whenever I want to fly it. I've watched a lot of videos too on YouTube. I'll fly wide-bodied aircraft. I was like, okay, I was going to try that and all those kind of stuff. So I said I was going to travel on the 1st of January, but then I had COVID, so I could not travel till mid just some days ago. And by the time I went through that travel, the tickets for that travel cost me about 1.3 million naira for a 5-hour trip thereabouts. And then, man, to pay that money was a lot. Like, I was already contemplating I was going to pay, but then I was like, no, on top, like, normal economy tickets, 250,000. What talk say, same, inside the same plane, no, me, I'll not pay 1.3 million. It doesn't make sense. And somehow Mr. Toyin talked about it and then he just told me to do it, and I just purchased the ticket that day. And by the time I actually had that experience of it, I've already told, like I was telling my babe that, see, in my life, one thing would either happen, is either I will not travel or I have to travel by business class. So whether they are selling business class 10 million, I'll buy it. Because I've also seen the experience that comes with it. But now, beyond just seeing the experience and wanting it, I now know that the money that I was thinking was a lot of money. So maybe like last year, averagely in a month, on a bad month, I was maybe making like $10,000. Now, I now met someone on the business class plane, and I was writing something to my student and telling them that, see, you can't meet every type of people everywhere. There are just some places that you cannot meet some people. It's just like saying that if you are walking on my streets in Ibadan, that you can meet DJ Copy. It's not possible. And if you ever meet her there, you won't be able to talk to her because she would have a lot of securities around her. Maybe she came for something important there. So that kind of a thing. So, and then we got into the plane. We're just like 7 in the business class. And then I met this guy, young 27-year-old guy, he's Ghanaian. And then we just got gisting. And this guy is like making $60,000 a month. I'm like, wow. We that we're always shouting on our WhatsApp status, entrepreneurship. Oh, and this guy is working for someone. Oh, and I'll be saying that job is what they give you to collect your dream. You know all those nonsense motivational talk. Someone that is doing job now is collecting $60,000 per month. You that you are doing motivational talk, you have not even made $5,000 a month. Make everybody go sit down for one place. So you will now start thinking in a better light. You start seeing things in a very different way. So the way I was seeing things before I took that flight is now different from the way I'm seeing things. So I told you I've like slept in a lot of different hotels and all those things. And to be honest, I slept in another hotel after that flight, and that was like literally like the best hotel I've slept in. And now I've already told myself that I'm not even going to be sleeping in nonsense hotel again. Not like I sleep in nonsense hotels normally, but like I just sleep in like average 25k, 30k, 40k hotels. But now I'm not even sleeping there again. I want to be sleeping in Radisson every time I travel or I have to travel. So it's going to be more expensive, but it's obviously going to help me upgrade my mindset. And you know what I've now learned about upgrading your mindset is that automatically your prices would rise within you. And when your prices rise within you, nobody is going to bring your price down. So if I tell someone, if I put on my status now that I want to write a copy for someone, I don't know how to write copy. Don't think I know how to write copy. Of course, I've written copies that have made a lot of money because I'm a good marketer deep down. Dolakwa has like written pretty decent copies for me, and we've like made good money selling a lot of things online. But the truth is, if I put on my status today and say I want to write a copy for someone, and I'm going to give you an open check, see, nobody's going to come and tell me that I should write copy for them 100k, because they automatically know that I will turn them down, and after I turn them, I will even abuse them join. So they will rather just shut up and not come to me than come to me and maybe see what's going to happen. So the people that are going to message me are going to be people that can afford to pay what I'm charging. So before I like started traveling, even within Nigeria, normally I'll put up shirts. That time I was like still selling my shirts furiously. So I'll put up shirt and say my shirt is selling for 4k, and then this person will price it to 3k. And then after I traveled, in fact I sold some shirts to some people I met at the airport that day, and I just told them my shirt was 5k, and then they paid me without asking. I'm like, hey, so people can pay me without pricing me. Okay. So by the time I got back to Ibadan, and then I said I want to sell my shirt, nobody was even, because me, I like always show whatever I'm doing. I'm not like show off, but then just to also help people like understand and improve their mindset. So nobody was now pricing my shirt anymore. And just like I have courses today, when I put up my course, that my course is 30,000 naira, two things will happen. Is either you buy it or you don't buy it. No pricing. I don't have time. And even when you now buy my course, before, when we maybe sell course, or maybe when I sell courses before, and then this person is unsatisfied, I'll be like trying to beg the person and get the best out of the person. See, what I've just even learned now is that you cannot satisfy everyone. So it's fine when some people are displeased about your service. So just look at what exactly is making them displeased. If it makes sense, try to help them fix it. If it doesn't make sense, now know that I now automatically know deep down that, see, customers are not always right. And then I'm going to tell you that, see, you are my customer, but if you fuck up, I'm going to still treat your fuck up, because maybe you buy my course and say you want to learn affiliate marketing from me, and then you suddenly come to me and tell me, oh, you don't want to run ads, you didn't know it's stressful. I'm going to change it for you big time. And I don't take any sort of nonsense that I would have maybe taken in the past anymore, due to better exposure and better understanding of how life works. So basically that's it. I think this is getting pretty long. We've used 1 hour 30 minutes. So I think we should be able to get back up and still do some more things maybe next week. I'll try to come up with a proper scheme, so I'll explain and break down some certain things. But I hope my story has been able to relate how this whole mindset and everything works. It's just about you going from one stage to the other, consistently improving the way you think, consistently improving your association, consistently improving your environment. So if you constantly maybe even go and try out something in Radisson, like I advised, and you go back to Igbooloyin in Ibadan, and everybody around you starts influencing you for 3 months, your mental shift will go back. And that's why you see that rich people are always going to live in Banana Island, Ikoyi, Lekki. It's not like they did not see land in Ikorodu, because they want to live around people that are thinking like them and would spur them to better and greater action. So that's just the way the whole thing works. I hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two from this. Thank you. So, Dolapo, are we good?
Yeah, we're definitely good. We're definitely good. So, the thing is, guys, do you have any questions for Tamilore? Yeah, we're definitely good. We're definitely good. So, the thing is,
I think
guys, do you
even
have
if they
any
have
question for
questions, we'll
Tamilore
maybe
at
take it
all?
next week.
Like any
So what
question
we're
on this
going to do is,
mindset
I
thing?
want to
Do you
actually
have any
come up with
question
a
for him?
proper, I didn't actually prepare for this. I was actually sleeping. So
Yes,
I want to come up with a proper, there are some things I've learned. Okay, I'll share, you can share 2 things with them
yes,
that would help them. One is that Sam Ovens video that I shared with you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that voice notes
Okay.
no, not the old ones, so this current one of the 12 minutes.
Okay.
Just share it with them on the group, and then maybe next week I can just come on and then we just
The 12
get
minutes,
to
right?
like
The
have
12
a
minute
question
voice
and
note.
answer session.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you very much for having me. You're welcome. You're welcome. All
Okay,
right
no
now.
problem. No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.